Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be interviewing Anamaria Nesteriuc. She's the fastest track field athlete from Romania, and she's the fastest one in Balkans. Today we're going to talk about athletes, the challenges, about the nutrition requirements and the nutrition available on the market. Because Anna, she's not only an athlete, she's also clinical dietitian and sport dietitians, and that's what she does for living as well. So please stay with me and keep watching. It's not a long video, but I think worth watching because there's a lot of valuable information. See you in a minute. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I have a massive honor today to speak to amazing Anamaria Nesteriuc, who's a hurdle runner for 1600 meters. And I'll show you her achievement in a minute. But also she is part of being a sport person. She's very hardly linked into wellness industry because she's a dietitian, and that's one of her jobs as well. To show her achievements, let me share with you guys who are we talking to today. So as you can see on the screen share, Anna is the Balkan Indoor champion 4 times. She's a World University Games bronze medalist, Francophone Games bronze medalist twice, and once silver medalist. Probably not all of the achievements are listed in here, but it doesn't matter because Anna she hasn't stopped her career yet, so it's an ongoing process. So Anna, please tell us a little bit about your career. Apart of the sport, you also person focus on your health and well-being, and you're also advising other people how to live better, and especially what is the most important thing right now, it's our diet, and that's what you specialize in. Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience, how does it start, if you want to talk about that, or just tell about how you help people and how for you the modern diets and modern food industry look like. And hence we are here today because you've been taking the Zinzino products for uh, almost 10 months right now. Yes, that's going to be 10 months now this month. So you have experience of, and we have your test results, which we're going to talk through as well. Because it was very interesting for me to see that kind of results in a professional athlete and dietitian, but obviously using much more energy than anybody else, on the planet. There's a small number of you guys specialize and focus on the sport, and you're using a lot of energy every day, sacrifice most of your days for the trainings, but your diet has to be something extra. So please tell us more a little bit about your diet and your experience with diets and how you help people.
Hi, Carol. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, so I'm a track and field athlete for a very long time now. And at some points during my career, I just figured it out. I'm very attracted to this field with the nutrition. So I decided to study nutrition and dietetics. This is not my first university that I attended. I figured it out a bit later that I'm attracted to this, and I realized it's very important. So I studied nutrition and dietetics in Romania, in Cluj-Napoca, which is my home city. It was a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, so 5 years, 5 years of university. And because I'm involved in sport in high level, I knew from the beginning that I will want to work with athletes. That is going to be my main focus, working with athletes. And of course, we had some courses during university as well, but it's not um, it's not focused just on the athletes. So then I had to do something extra. I had to find some courses to specialize a bit more in sports nutrition, which I did. I took an 10 months online course for sports nutrition. I'm planning I'm planning to start a master's degree actually in sports nutrition. I hope it's gonna happen soon. We'll see. It's a bit yes, thank you. It's a bit complicated, with time management and everything, but it's there. It's in the plan. It's gonna happen at some point. And my experience working with athletes goes back to 2020, I would say. In 2019, I finished my bachelor's degree, and when I started the master's degree, I started working little by little with athletes, and I figured it out. It's a lot of misinformation everywhere about athletes. I mean, it's a lot of misinformation about diets in general, but then every piece of information that it's out there, it's not made for athletes, or it's just little amounts that are specifically tailored for athletes. And we are different, we have different needs, we need more energy, we need more of almost everything. And nobody's telling us that. So I'm now even more attracted to this field, because I know how important nutrition is, and I know there is a lack of information on this field, and I'm willing to do my best to help as many athletes as I can. I'm food first approach. That's what I stand for, food first approach. But sometimes it's not enough, even if you're not an athlete. Being an athlete, this is definitely not going to be enough. So it's food first, but not food only. We have to rely on some supplements as well.
But have you noticed that, there's so many brands on the market, there's so many supplements, especially the subject I would like to move into today. It's Zinzino test-based nutrition, but mainly omega-3 essential fatty acids, which in not just only developing the body in the early stage, but also with the athletes. I think when I spoke to athletes, because I've been working with some judo professionals in the UK. Their needs their trainings is, I don't know how many people could survive even half an hour of the training, or your training. When I see some follows your videos on Instagram or, Facebook, which is, working in your level is completely different story. It's inaccessible for most of the people on this earth, on this planet. But what I've noticed that omega-3 fatty acids, especially for the recovery and rebuilding, because every training for you is damaging some kind of level of muscles, and then the process to rebuild it, you need a fuel, you need a material that will come in and rebuild it. Because if you keep damaging something and you don't rebuild it, eventually you're a very young person still, but then once you hit 50 years old, then you will start feeling the impact of what you've been training for so far. So for me, it was very interesting, because what we did with Anna, it's our Zinzino balance test, right? And the test results that comes in, which Anna, I don't think you oppose for us to show the test results, because what it does, it's not to judge, what you've been doing, even as a, professional dietitian as well, because you can only do as much as the products that you got access to. Okay, so that's why I like that you mentioned that you need some kind of supplementation, because nutritional value of the products which are available to most of the people are not the best. And I've been part of the one event in one of the Premiership champion clubs, football clubs in the UK, a few months ago. and that was about nutrition and food and diet with footballers, professional footballers, and even though they have beautiful diets, provided by the private chefs and stuff like that, we know in the UK, because we've done it in many clubs, the test results are coming back not promising as much as they would expect it to. So like you mentioned, I like it very much because the supplementation is part of the process, to, let's say, not focus, like you said, the food is the main key element, right? So food is the main focus. And Zinzino's got the same approach. If you talk to any Zinzino doctors, they will tell you food is number one. Change your diet first. Okay? Don't take anything, just change your diet. If you can't change your diet, then you have to supplement. And how did you find, is it the consistency or the food available? Is it changing because you're doing this professionally? You are a professional dietitian. So how did you find the food quality? Is it stay the same over last, let's say, decades, or is it changing?
I would say it's most likely changing, because we are more people that we need to be fed.
Is it up
So
or is it down?
down. I would say it's going down. We are more people. We need to be fed, all of us, and the production can't keep up. So then we just have to figure a way to grow things faster. I remember as a kid, I would never taste. I mean, when my parents were buying veggies from the market, they were all very tasty, fruits and veggies. They were all very tasty. Now you go to the store, even during summer, sometimes the tomatoes are tasteless. If a product is tasteless, it means it has less nutrients, definitely. So yes, the quality of the products, it dropped. In some point, it makes sense because we had to develop also strains of veggies, for example, that are more resistant to different
Like a parasites and disease, that's
yes, that's
yes,
what I want
killing
to
them.
say. Yes. Thank you. Yes, for diseases and all that. And I don't know, maybe on the way we lost some nutrients,
Well, it's
unfortunately.
yeah, it's definitely what's happening. I mean, Croatia, where you live right now, it's beautiful country, and when we visited Croatia many times, we usually go for like a Airbnb self-serving services, so we can
Mhm.
we can access these beautiful markets, small Croatian markets where you can get really fruits and vegetables and seafood coming from the sea, not from the aquarium, not from it's not fish kept in a net and fed with whatever. They
Yes.
they literally wild caught fish. So that's the key element of our health. And in the UK, where I'm living right now, unfortunately, the quality of food, as the government stands, saying itself, we have about 85% of ultra processed food. So tell me, what chance do we have? I live in Birmingham, which is the second biggest city, and I don't know how many millions people living in Birmingham officially. And what I found that even for me and my wife, we have to travel for an hour and a half from our house to go to the farm shop that has got a better quality of food, because you are what you eat. But in Zinzino, we also know through the Zinzino balance test that you are what you absorb. So if your cellular membrane is not active because you're eating too much processed food, so nutrients, not only there is a lack of nutrients in the food, but also you can't deliver enough because the cell membrane cannot absorb any nutrients. So it's like a double side, bad from the one side and bad from the other side. And I will ask you about your journey with the products, but let's start with your test, Anna, and let me find what I have this. Okay, so we're gonna share the picture of, oh, there is it. There it is. Okay, so it's me and you on the side so people can see our faces still. And okay, let's start from the beginning. So, so you've done the first test in September. This is the day of the test received, not the test taken. So it's probably about 10, 12, 14 days before was test taken. However, you know, it went to the same laboratory in Norway, to Vitas. And as we can see, the first on the picture, everything is in red, but on the right hand side is not anymore in red. So the first value, omega-6 to 3 fatty acids, it's a balance, and it shows you how inflamed you are. And as we know, inflammation, especially for the professional athletes like yourself, inflammation is I see it as a big anchor. Every single day, just putting one more anchor into the grounds. And the one day probably your body will say, Anna, stop. Just let me rest. But I know we've been talking many times. I follow your trainings and I see you training very hard. I mean, you know, for you, there's no rest. You train all the time, right? Yeah. And we can see what has happened on the other side. So the second test shows you that you've been fallen down 5 times compared to the previous value. So your inflammation is going down. Tell me on this stage, Anna, have you been taking a different omega-3 fatty acids before?
I was taking, but it was not very consistent. I mean, I was not taking them all the time. I was
Okay.
taking a month or two, then I would have a break, then again a month or two, then a break.
Mhm. But it's still, even though taking them, you know, should brings you some kind of, I don't know, probably to the more to the yellow than red, but maybe because it's also you're a professional athlete and you use this, you know, this fuel, because omega-3 is a fuel for every single cell in our body. So this fuel is exhausting much faster than anybody else. So protection value shows us uh, it's approximate calculation. It shows us literally how your body is capable of dealing with different kind of diseases like viruses and bacteria. So it was zero. It's a calculation from. If somebody wants to more detailed information, he can contact me to for a more explanation. However, I'm not going to dig down deep into it right now. But as you can see, for the second test results, it's improved by 62%. So I don't know, have you noticed this stage, some kind of, I don't know, your recovery, it's faster, you're sleeping better, you're feeling better, or anything's like a major happens?
I definitely didn't catch any colds in the past year. That's for sure. Yeah. Um, During the winter, I was also traveling quite a lot for competitions, and I still didn't get any colds. I still didn't get any viruses. I actually, yeah. So that this is probably helping. I didn't even think about it back then, but now it all makes sense. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
the with the recovery and the sleeping, most of the time, yes, it's good. But you know, I have times when I'm not sleeping. I have times when I'm sleeping too much. It's part of an athlete's life, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Not just for athletes, but yes, most of the time I'm
Okay.
sleeping. I'm recovering quite good. I actually have a device that's monitoring my recovery and pulse and everything.
Okay.
I didn't have it before. I just have it from October, so it would have been nice to to know what was my
Nice.
Yes, the whoop.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
The Whoop family. I've got exactly the same thing.
I don't, unfortunately, I don't have the trends before because I have it just from October.
But it's
But
October, you need like with the Whoop, you need about 1, 2 weeks so the device will get used to your rhythm, and then
yes,
start
no, no,
showing you differences.
I was thinking I didn't have it before July, before I started taking the products.
Okay, 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 okay.
I didn't have it back then. But now, yes, the recovery trends are quite okay. I mean, when I have my very high intensity trainings, I'm usually green, usually. Yes.
Well, with your sleep, it's obviously, when you sleep longer, is nothing wrong about it. Just your body tells you, Anna, we need to slow down a little bit, and
Yes.
I need some time for myself to recover. But I know it's not easy with your lifestyle. So another parameter is omega-3 index, and omega-3 index is there to show you how much saturated your blood is with omega-3. So imagine if you drink omega-3 for 1 month, it's probably not going to do anything good because it needs about 3 months, 3, 4 months, depends on the person, to get absorbed into our bone marrow. So when your new blood cells are produced, they are already built up a nice layer of omega-3, which is a part of the cell membrane, which we will speak about in a minute. And that's the key element for keeping our health and start reducing the inflammation. And it's not only like for Anna, for the professional athletes, for every one of us, literally. So mental strength. Oh, sorry. So mental strength is again uh, a kind of calculation, right? Which tells you more or less the value taken from the DHA, which is main builder of our neurons in a brain, and the amount of the DHA compared to arachidonic acids. That will show us more or less how strong we are against stress. Okay, so as you can see, and I was 3-1. I think my first result was there about 6-1. And then if you get it 1-1, it means on a chemical level of omega-3 fatty acids called DHA, you are saturated enough so your brain can function and can recover itself. Cell membrane fluidity, that's what I just mentioned. So it shows the pure value of how rigid is your cell membrane. So if your cell membrane is like a glass, so imagine how much things, I mean, that's why we keep the water in a glass because it's not going out of the glass. If that was a sponge, that would go out. But if your cell membrane is kind of like this glass to hold, right? So not much will come in, and probably nothing will come out as well because you've got a chemical processes that has to go through every single cell. And as you can see, the value was 12-1, and now we went lower than, we improved by 50%. So cell membranes, Anna's cell membranes, they improved massively. And that was the test, what was the second test? In March. So probably by now it's gonna be better. And we'll test again probably after another 3 or 4 months, and we'll see because I'm curious how this scope will follow. Arachidonic acid, for some strange reason, it was a little bit elevated, and now it's a little bit more. That could be through all this, your competitions you've been going through, the winter. You mentioned that you didn't catch any cold, any flu, anything like that, but your body probably been fighting with something, so that could be something. Or when you were taking a test, maybe then you had some massive physical strain, and that will indicate on arachidonic acid because it's an inflammatory marker. So as about the diet, so we've got some values there. So palmitic acid and stearic acid, they are solid fats in our diet. So the palmitic acid has increased slightly. That's due to the diet. Stearic acid was on 0%. I mean, it remain in the brackets of safety for our body. Oleic acid minus 11%, but I want to go down. Arachidonic acid, you see, that's improved. That could be through so many factors. And then alpha-linolenic acid. So that's the omega-3 from the green origin. And then we're jumping into our main key elements of the EPA and DHA. So as you can see, EPA, so that's mostly cardiovascular system, and the bones, joints, muscles. As you can see, Anna was on a level of 89, minus 89%, so the very big deficiency, and it's reduced down to minus 26. So we've got this one improved, as we could see on the previous the color markers, and DHA. So that's our neurological system. You can see DHA was on minus 31, and now it's 0, which means it's balanced. Why? Because why there is a bigger difference on EPA? Well, this is my educated guess or educated calculation, because this is your cardiovascular and your muscles, so you're using those very hard every day, right, on your trainings. So I think that's why it's still deficient, not on such a big level, but still deficient, because it's still going. Anna has never slowed down, right? She needs to be faster, seriously fast. And she's working, the whole body is processing, right? Every single muscle is engaged in the training or competition, even probably more, because then we got the stress factor on top of this. So as you can see, DHA 0%. So this mental side, this neurological side, okay, there was a smaller deficiency on the beginning, and then it went back to balance. And yeah, so that's a quick explanation. Could you please tell us, Anna, a little bit more about the products, or maybe do you have your favorite product? Something what's been like a wow effect, or something what you really enjoy?
I'm using almost all the time the balanced oil. I like the ones with the citrus, lemon or grapefruit. These ones are my favorite for now. I had just maybe a few days when I didn't take the products because happens happens that you forget. During travels, I was usually taking the capsules with me.
Ascent?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, I was taking this, but most of the time I was using the oils. I find them quite easy to use. They're quite tasty. These ones with the citrus, they really are tasty. And yes, I really like them, the oils.
Okay. And you've been taking for this whole 10 months, the whole range of the products, the whole full health protocol.
I'm not sure which is the full health.
Health protocol. So it's you have Xenobiotic, which is the powder, which
Yes.
is the prebiotics,
Yes.
and then oil, and then Extend, which is the multivitamins.
I was taking the oil daily, and the xenobiotic, the fiber, I was taking not all the time. Not all the time, because I'm trying to take my fiber from food. But when I was having the time frames when I was not having enough fiber, then yes, I would definitely choose that. And for traveling also,
Okay.
it traveled with me for a while, because when you travel, you don't know what you're gonna get, so better have
Yes, that's mhm.
better have something in handy.
Yeah, that's what I like about Zinzino, because it's a as they call it, it's a functional food, right? So it's more than it's not just like a supplement to throw the vitamins or something. It's a very well prepared product of the blend synergistic blend of different stuff. So they have to work like, because if you look on a xenobiotic, or if you look on a Extend or Extend Plus, it's not just like a vitamins of amount 6,000% of vitamin B12, because that's how they've been catching the intention, attention of the people on a supermarket, especially on the shelves. The people wants to go if something's got a 20,000 million% of something, which doesn't make sense, right? So especially when your cell membranes is rigid, so how are you going to take it into your body if you can't process it? So what is the point? Is it same in Croatia that you've got a supplements and vitamins available in every corner in every shop?
No, no, actually, back in Romania, we have that. We have a lot of pharmacies, and they have supplements as well. And we have a lot of online stores that sell supplements. But here in Croatia, it's not actually. You have
Okay.
to travel a bit to reach a pharmacy, and they don't have that many products. At least not as many as in Romania, I would say. But the online stores, yes, they're available here as well.
Interesting. Yes, and I'm not sure have you heard about it, but for example, they starting with a new government in America. They starting to regulate the supplements markets. So for example, vitamin C or vitamin D has to have a certain amount of purity to be able for you to be able to sell it to the public. And
Yeah, it's needed.
yes, yeah, and in Zinzino we've got every single product is EFSA approved. So with EFSA approval, and also for you, that's the very important thing. It's this informed sport, right?
Yes,
Because
yes,
you take the drug tests during the before or after competition as well,
yeah,
and yeah, so that's very very important as well for the professional athletes, that you can be safe and sleep well if you got informed sport. So for all of you athletes out there, guys, if you don't have informed sport, just contact your dietitian or clinician, or uh, I don't know, even maybe the manufacturer. If you take something else, make sure that you're gonna be fine, when they test you, because that could be possible, failure or disqualification, which you don't really want. Okay,
definitely.
Anna. Thank you for. We don't want to stretch it too much. Thank you so much for your time, for sharing information about the diets, about how important is diet, and the diet is number one. First is the diet, then is the supplementation, right? If you cannot take something from the diet, take it from supplementation. But as we know, we come to the era of malnutrition type B, which the food is obviously full of energy, full of fat, but is not enough nutrients in there. So the malnutrition type B used to be, I think about 40 years ago, 30 years ago, was only in a third, uh, uh, like a very poor countries in Africa, South America, where there is no access to the proper nutrients, or they're not able to grow something because it's too dry. So that malnutrition type B, there used to be a problem, in a third world countries. I don't like to call them third world countries because they still countries, we all equal. They just didn't have access to it. And unfortunately, now it's coming more and more and very fast into developed countries. So we've been looking in the other direction, but actually the fire was on our side. And I see this more and more. And looking into people shopping baskets, sometimes it's horrifying, uh, especially kids, because kids, they take in stuff and they are our future, and they're going to be whatever they put inside today, that's going to be outcome in next 20 years, right? So we already see the kids with diabetes, which is completely wrong. And you probably see this on your side more and more because you're dietitian. So you got a personal touch with these people. Okay. We would be talking like that all day long. However, uh, Anna, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming. and letting me record your experience, because we need people like yourself, professional athletes, but not about professional athletes, people who are experienced with the food and diet, and what do they think, because the main key element today was, how is your diet? If it's not good, you got to supplement. If it's good, stay on it. And recently I had also one test coming back of my mother-in-law. She is 70 plus, and her first test results was 2.5 to 1.
Wow.
So I know, when I received the test results, I was like, hold on.
That's
But
impressive.
it is impressive, seriously. And she's only been, because she doesn't like me to give her products, but she's only been on she never took a first test, but after taking the product for 4 months, she took a test. I mean, that's impossible to have such a result in such a short time. So 2.5 to 1, it was like, boom, wow. And it is possible, but I believe the older you are, that's what I've noticed with my test results. The older someone is who I test, the better test results, because their DNA was growing up on a good diet, not a bad diet. So guys, stay healthy. Look out for your diet. If you want a diet or nutrition advisory, speak to me and I will direct you to Anna. And between the runs, she will answer your questions. Especially when you're professional athletes, because that's your field, Anna, right? Dealing with the professional athletes and their diet, because you know the needs, because you are the one, and you know what's the lack, what's the problem, and you can put the 2 points together and make the straight line and says, okay, so that's what you need. So guys, if you're a professional athlete and you think you might struggle with your diet, please come back to Anna or come back to me, or Anna, if you can share me some links, I can put in a video, because I'll put this video on the YouTube on my channel, and then people can go directly to yourself for any advisories. Is that okay?
Yes, from my side, everything.
Fantastic. Anna, thank you so much once again. All the best, and speak to you soon. Bye.
Yes.